All right. Well, this next movie, oh boy. So this is the next movie we're going to talk about here is Her Smell. And so I guess full disclosure, we were given free tickets for this movie by Alamo here in Omaha. Holy moly, this movie is fantastic.
Yes.
I love this movie so much. So this movie is sort of the chronicling of the fall of this rock band, but really the person at the front, the lead singer of the rock band, and it's sort of like The Wrestler, kind of.
I haven't seen it, but
That was very much
from what I've heard about.
That's
the
what
movie,
I felt like. This is like the rock
that.
version of The Wrestler, and I think we've all seen like sort of behind the music. Like in reality, the story it's cliche because the story has been so true in reality.
Yes.
That the fame and everything gets to someone. But this movie puts it so intense. It never stops. And when it stops, finally, it is like, oh my gosh.
So stark that you're just like, whoa.
So Elizabeth Moss plays the lead character. She's the lead singer for Something She.
Yes, correct.
And so the movie is told. It cuts in between like parts where like they were just signed, parts where they are on the brink of destruction, to back and forth.
Yes.
And then finally towards the end we go like it kind of stays static. It jumps a little bit, but yeah, man, holy moly. I think this movie's fantastic, but Ryan, what'd you think of it?
I completely agree. I knew nothing going into this.
So did I, really.
I just like was just so like in this like character's head and just like the anxiety of just like probably not in her head because her head is what I feel like if you were really in her head, you would.
She
like,
feels dangerous because I don't know what the fuck's going to do next.
It feels like you're in that room and you're forced to like observe this thing, and like you can't intervene when like like it could go south immediately. Like like at any moment, it could like just go into like a violent rage, and you wouldn't be able to do anything about it, and it's intense, and I haven't like had a film where just like the score has just like filled me like
It's really good.
Like I felt like people were like watching.
It's like it is scored like a horror movie.
Oh yeah.
There were parts of it that not as loud and vibrant, but it made me think of some of the instrumentation from Annihilation almost.
Oh yeah.
Yes, very much. Yeah. And the thing is, and I don't know, it's definitely the performance Elizabeth Moss gives, but it's also the way it's shot. Like it said, when I say intense, like the everything's a close-up shot in this movie.
Yes.
It is always a close-up shot, and
Apart for one section.
Sure, right. But also like it is not shot in one shot, but like the scenes, the sections that happen in the movie, because it's separated into like chapters, kind of. Like here's for those moments that like if you're like
it's literally like one event.
Yes, it is
one long intense event,
right,
followed by another.
And the thing that it feels like it is like just on the edge of your seat, but it is the most real human thing. But it is the way that it is shot and the performance Elizabeth Moss gives that it is just it is just so intense. Yeah, man, I don't know what to say else. So this movie is fantastic. I think there's not as much music. It's not about the music.
No.
Not necessarily.
There's a few. The times there is music that is playing. It's really good. Like it really is good. I think her band plays twice, and then the Cara Delevingne band plays one time.
Right.
Well, and there's the sequence of her playing the piano for her daughter. That was my favorite part
that's
of the
really
movie.
good.
Yeah, and the movie is like long.
It was kind of long, yeah.
And it feels long, but not a bad. It feels long because
It
so
feels long
much
because it wears you out.
fucking
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Because
it is a long movie, but it's also like there's only like 5 scenes.
Yes.
And it's like, whoa. It's like I've never had I don't think I've seen a movie where it's just like that condensed.
Right. When it gives you a break, it's when after the fallout, and so we can finally like calm down. But that was also like terrifying still because we still don't know like is this character going to sort of relapse in a way? Like there's that part where like where the fuck is she? Where the fuck? And that sort of Annihilation almost horror score kicks in, and it's like and then like
it's really not clear like what happened. Yes. I feel, and that's the scariest part.
Because like the way it's shot in the soundtrack perfectly replicates that feeling, those butterflies of anxiety that you think something bad's gonna happen. And even through like until the very end, it like once they're finally on stage, then it's like, okay, everything worked out after all. Like until they start playing, it's like, man, I don't fucking know. Right. Something terrible can go wrong at any moment. Yeah, I don't know. Karrie, do you have anything else to say about this one? It's like top of the year for me. It is fucking fantastic.
I just love Elizabeth Moss, and like I haven't even seen her in that many things. I've seen her in this and that High Rise movie,
right?
And she was in Us earlier this year, and she was one of my favorite parts of Us. And but she just has such a magnetism in this role, and you're just so drawn into her presence and the way she performs it. Whether it be for a good reason or a bad reason, but I just really like her, and I think she brought this movie to a place where not a lot of people maybe could have done it.
Right.
I don't know. She's
is like a performance movie.
Oh my god, yeah. And she's just, I don't know, I just really am drawn to her all the time, and I really like her, and I think this is a fantastic movie.
It's really good. I mean, I say The Wrestler because that's how I remember it, but it's been so long, and I think I appreciate it now that I actually watch wrestling now, but. For me, like, from what I remember about The Wrestler and how I know about wrestling and what I know about punk rock, it is the part that was very hard for me to watch was the part where they're recording and you have the younger talent there.
Yes.
Because it's so stereotypical. I'm only coming from wrestling, where the people who are on the brink of just, like, fucking, because wrestling just fucks you up. And there are these young people who, like, they grew up watching them, and, like, they're so whatever, and they'll do anything for them, but really they're just squashing their talents and using their talent. Yep. And it's weird, like you feel that stuff in retrospect, and even when you hang out with shitty people and people who hurt you, you see it in retrospect. But
that moment you don't see it.
Yeah, but this movie still has all the subtext, and like it doesn't like have that like, yeah, this is what's happening, but I could feel it happening, and I was like, oh, fuck you so hard. God damn it, you're gonna ruin these kids' careers. Oh man, this movie's great. I don't know.
It is great.
Yes.
So that's Her Smell again. I assume it's digital. I saw that it's coming to digital soon.
Nice.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
Because this was a very limited
Yeah, it was like up at Alamo for about a week. Right. But that's also because like, and like right now I was looking through like the smaller movies. Like we're in the summer, so like they usually have like a week before like something like Aladdin or Detective Pikachu comes up. So yeah. Her Smell's probably one of the best movies of this year so far.
For me, it's Under the Silver Lake, Her Smell, Us.
Right, Us. I need to rewatch it.
Climax.
Yeah, Her Smell might be my number one for me then.
Mine's definitely Under the Silver Lake, but
okay.
I think mine is as well.
I need to look at my top 10 because I've just been like putting stuff in there randomly lately. Just like this was also 4 stars.